Joining me right now to talk more about all of that is Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross. Secretary Ross, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on, Maria.
So let me ask you, what was it that caused the president to change his mind to ramp this up and go to perhaps 25% tariffs on Chinese goods, all the way up to $200 billion in goods?
Well, the reason for the tariffs to begin with was to try to convince the Chinese to modify their behavior. Instead, they've been retaliating. So the president now feels that it's potentially time to put more pressure on in order to modify their behavior.
But Secretary Ross, I mean, the Chinese won't even admit it, right? I mean, they won't even admit the fact that they're forcing the technology transfer, that they're stealing intellectual property. So why do you think, or the president think, that these tariffs are going to change their behavior?
Well, we have to create a situation where it's more painful for them to continue their bad practices than it is to reform them. That's the purpose of the whole exercise.
In doing so, are you hurting American consumers? We just had a whole discussion, I don't know if you heard it, on the idea that, look, if these tariffs cut into margins, companies are just going to pass that on. And that means raising prices. And that means higher prices for all sorts of stuff for American people, for American consumers. And that's going to mean inflation. So do you worry that all of this, while good intentioned, is going to actually impact the economy negatively and wipe away what you've been able to achieve from the tax cuts and the rollback in regulations?
Well, let's put it into arithmetic perspective. 25% on $200 billion, if it comes to pass, is $50 billion a year. $50 billion a year on an 18 trillion or so economy is 0.3%. It's not something that's going to be cataclysmic.
Well, it could be cataclysmic for some companies. I mean, did you check out the op-ed in the Journal today when the only tool you have is a tariff from Chris Pratt, who talks about working for the largest nail manufacturer in the country? They fought hard to survive in the face of unfair Asian competition, but now they're on the brink of extinction, and they are blaming the government's trade policy.
Well, that company, Mid-Continent, is actually owned by a Mexican steel company, frankly, one with whom we have had trade actions before for anti-dumping and countervailing duties. Their complaint is that we're putting tariffs on Mexican steel, and that's what's making them less competitive. So that particular story is a little more complicated than is the overall picture. Further, they have put in a request for exception from the tariffs, and that decision is before Commerce right now.
So you're deciding whether or not they could get excluded from the aluminum and steel tariffs then? Just this particular kind. What is the metric to decide whether or not somebody can get excluded?
Well, the metric is a very simple one. If there is not the domestic capability to supply the quantity and quality of material that's needed, then we routinely grant the exemptions. We have been excluding over 1,000 products already, and every day we're adding more to the list. So this is not a hip-shooting exercise. This is a very carefully thought through one with a very open and transparent process for people requesting exclusions, for those companies who feel they can meet the need to protest the request, prove that they can supply the material, and then we make a judgment who's right.
Let me ask you about the judgments that came out of the meeting with Mr. Juncker from the European Union. Mr. Secretary, the president talked about wanting to get to no tariffs, wanting to get to free trade, really, truly free trade with Europe. Where does that stand?
Well, there are scoping exercises being put together to take the very general statements that were made at the meeting between President Trump and President Juncker and trying to transform those into a set of discussions that will lead to finite results.
But while you're doing that, looking to get there, the aluminum and steel tariffs are still in place, right?
Yes. The understanding was that those would not be changed, nor would we cease working on the potential 232 action on automobiles.
Right.
We are continuing that work, but the agreement was not to impose the automotive tariffs until and unless the overall negotiations failed.
So the auto tariffs are not in this agreement at all. There's no intention to go to zero tariffs as it relates to autos then.
I didn't say that. What I said was the agreement that was reached was that we would complete our research work into the question of what to do about automotive tariffs, but we would not take action as a government on auto tariffs until and unless the president decided that the negotiations were going nowhere.
Where are we on Mexico? I think markets are unsettled, Secretary, because they want to see a deal on the books. I know you've done one with South Korea, but in terms of Mexico, do you expect you'll get a deal done before the midterms, for example?
Well, it's difficult to set an exact date on negotiations that are underway, but what we do know is that the new Mexican president has acted very speedily to appoint his trade representatives to the negotiations and has organized it so that there is an overlap between the outgoing administration's people and the Labrador appointees. And he's doing this even though he hasn't formally been inaugurated yet. That's a hopeful sign that he's interested in getting these matters resolved quickly, hopefully before his inauguration even occurs. So what we've also seen is indications that they're not going to try to undo all of the various chapters that already had been resolved before the election, and instead are going to focus on the few remaining ones. So given that it's a relatively small number, important ones, but a small number of them, we're optimistic that something could be worked out very quickly.
Let me ask you this, Secretary, because I know markets are hopeful that we will see a deal with China. What do you want to say to Google? Google basically saying, look, we are going to test a new mobile version of the search engine that would adhere to China's control over content. The web giant working on this censored search engine for China after leaving 8 years ago in its protest of censorship and online hacking. This reversal expected to filter websites and search items that are blacklisted by the Chinese government. And I have to also point out that Google, of course, we know, has already said it will not renew its military AI contract. So it's not doesn't want to work with the U.S. government, but it's okay putting the search engine on a censored basis in China?
Well, I don't know all the details of Google's position. What I do know is that if the press reports are true, this is another sign of China using government intervention to influence what should be purely commercial decisions.
Great point.